Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to another episode of Meridian Spring. So I realized, because I'm a big dummy, that I was recording commentary for this time-lapse, but it wasn't actually recording. I was about halfway through it when I realized it, so I don't remember what I said, but yeah, so yay me. But yeah, this episode, this is a longer than normal time lapse. This one is about 13 minutes or so, which is actually about as long as my episodes are in general. But the reason for that is we've got an awful large amount of building, or a lot of building to do, and I recorded all of it, almost all of it, and so it just kind of turned into a longer time lapse. But this area, what I did here, I posted on Twitter. I was like, hey, I did something I'm not known for doing, which is planning ahead. So you can see like the sort of gray foundation or like outline of buildings there. I never ever do this, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. I'm just gonna lay down sort of an outline of where I want these buildings to go. And yeah, so that's what this time lapse is. I'm basically turning the outlines or foundations of those buildings into, you know, actual themed buildings. But we're right, if you watched the last episode, we're right next to the hippo habitat we did with the underwater tunnel, and kind of around the corner from that is the platypus habitat and like the little 4x4 ride with the station area we did over there. But yeah, I wanted to make, like, if you don't know, this zoo is inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn and also Horizon Forbidden West as well, because I have played that one. But we started this before Forbidden West came out. But anyway, in Horizon Zero Dawn, there's a city called Meridian that's on top of this like really big plateau, and then down below, you know, there's a bunch of jungles and like small little towns and things. So that's what this zoo is. We have the area in the middle, and then down below is like where the actual like zoo part is, where all the habitats and stuff. But I wanted to make like another little like town area. A lot of the places in Horizon Zero Dawn, like the little towns, they're usually like, they're not, I guess, they're usually more run down, I guess, like kind of like poorer areas. But this one I wanted to make like, maybe not necessarily like a wealthy place, but actually like big solid, you know, buildings made of brick and stone, and not just like kind of wood shacks and things that just kind of look like they were hammered together. But yeah, we also do have 2 animal habitats in this area. You know, one thing I normally do is like, I'll designate a spot I want to build. I'll put down a habitat or like a rough outline with the habitat barrier, and then I kind of build the area around that. Well, I did the exact opposite this time. Because like I said, I kind of pre-planned where I wanted the buildings to go, and then I fit the habitats, or I placed the habitats to fit the area. One of them is a Nile monitor, which is in one of the buildings. The habitat itself is part inside the building and part of it is outside. But the guests have to actually go inside the building to see the Nile monitors. And then the other one are the llamas, which is actually, their habitat is going to be right in this little spot here. I think the llamas can, they're okay for guests to walk through, if I remember correctly. I haven't placed llamas in my zoo since Wildlife World, which is the very first zoo I made, but back when the South America DLC came out. So that was the last time I really placed llamas. I didn't place them in my last zoo, Aurora Zoo, which was like the Arctic Zoo. So I don't remember. I think guests can walk through them. But anyway, this habitat is not set up for guests to walk through it. So I guess it's a moot point anyway. But they do have a nice big area, the llamas, to walk around and everything. And I think it's really cool how it kind of like, well, you'll see when we get into the like real-time gameplay. They have like a nice big area, and I like how it just kind of looks like they're living in the middle of like this little town area. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I was just having a lot of fun, like doing most of the buildings in this little area are facades. They're not really functional. Well, I will say two of the buildings, which you saw I was building at the beginning of the time lapse. They actually are covering up the stairs that go down to the underwater tunnel in the hippo habitat. So I built those around the stairs so that they would be a little bit hidden. And then, yeah, like I said, one of the buildings the guests can walk into for the Nile monitor, which is the one kind of to the right there. And then, one of the buildings is actually a little staff area. So one thing I did, because we put two habitats over here, and for the same reason I didn't use the staff area for the platypus habitat for the hippos, is because it was just like a random awkward spot in the zoo where it was just too far for the staff to walk. So I made a new work zone just for the Nile monitors and llamas for this area. And then over here, so I'm building this building. One of the things about the area we're working in is there's so many pieces over there that the game was starting to crash on me when I was building in that area. So like if I was working on this building and I wanted to like rotate it or just go into the advanced move tool, the game would freeze, and then it would just straight up crash on me. And it did that at least like 3 times. And then I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to move this building way out into the map where I don't have anything built. And that way, because the problem is the game is just trying to render too many pieces at a time, and that just totally screws up the game. The game's like, I can't deal with it, I can't handle it, I'm just gonna close. So moving over to this little spot on the map where I have no buildings seemed to help for sure. So yeah, that's why I was building over here. You can also see I'm kind of grabbing pieces. I have like a little construction site over there where I just have like random building pieces that I've made throughout this zoo, and I just kind of placed them over there. If there was like a piece I made and I was like, oh, that's a good piece, I'll save it because I might want to use it later. So I just place it over there. You can see off in the distance just random things that I've put together. But yeah, the zoo has gotten might be the smallest zoo out of this is my only 3rd zoo. Well, I guess 4th, because I did do my Willy Wonka themed zoo, but that was sort of like a one-off thing. I didn't do like a whole series on that, but not counting that one, I think this is, as far as like land area goes, the smallest zoo I've built so far. But I think it's the biggest in terms of just the sheer amount of pieces that I've used. You know, I thought if you remember in Aurora Zoo, if you were following when I was building that zoo, there's an area there where I made like a little an outside like facade of like a mine area. And I use these like wood planks to build the buildings, and literally thousands and thousands and thousands of those wooden plank pieces in a really small area. And that also messed up the game. So if you remember that, like it would be like if I'd go to click to place a piece, there'd be like a 5-second delay between when I click the mouse to when the game would actually place the piece. And so you can imagine when you're trying to do like big complex builds like this, that really takes up a lot of a lot of time. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with this zoo, except for it's a smaller zoo than Aurora Zoo. But I think it, like I was saying, as far as like actual piece count goes, this zoo is far and above beyond what Aurora Zoo was. There's just, I don't even know how many pieces there probably are in the zoo at this point. I would say millions. It's got to be at least over 1 million. But there you can see how it's like placing it down, and it was much easier to manipulate and move around, building it away from the zoo and then coming back over and placing it down. But yeah, it was just a fun thing for me to do, like kind of like I said, like doing this like little pre-planning and kind of placing down the outlines of buildings, because it's just something I'm not known for doing. If you've ever watched any of my live streams over on Twitch, I would get asked all the time, like, do you plan out what you're gonna do beforehand, or you just kind of wing it? And I mean, honestly, for me, it's a little bit of both. I have an idea of what I want to build, but I don't pre-plan it out beforehand. But this was a rare occasion where I actually I knew what I wanted to build, and I also pre-planned it out a little bit. So just a little bit different. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna keep doing. But it was a fun little experiment for me to try to go out of my comfort zone a little bit and plan ahead. But I think we're about nearing the end of the time lapse here. So yeah, I think we'll wrap this up, and then let's jump into the real-time gameplay, and we'll show you this completed area with our 2 new habitats, Nile monitors and the llamas. All right, and here is this area, which is now complete. So to give you an idea about where we are, so here's the hippo habitat we built with, or in the last episode. You can see the underwater tunnel a little bit there under the water. But yeah, so this is like the little town area, and I like it. I like this little like almost like little alley. I like that it's like really kind of cramped and closed in. I think it really kind of just adds to the feel of this area. But here's the llama habitat. So like I said, it is really kind of just built into the area around these buildings. I think it turned out really cool though. I like it. So yeah, this is the whole area over here. Initially, when I was building this was just a wall with like a fake door and some windows, and I was like, you know what? I should maybe give them like a little bit of a shelter. So that's what I did. Just have a nice little shelter for them there. I also like anyone who's riding the 4x4 ride, they'll be able to get a nice view of the llamas as it drives by. I tried to put like, one of the feeders there, and I thought I put one of the little scent markers. Maybe I put that over here. Did I put that over here? Oh, I did. Oh, I did the feeder and a scent marker over here. That's what probably what I was thinking of. But yeah, it's just a nice little area. Also noticed the corner of the building is floating there a little bit. Should probably put some rocks or something there, cover that up. But yeah, this area has come together very nicely, I feel like. I think it just looks really cool. It wasn't that long ago that this was all just kind of empty. I remember like a couple episodes before that, we were over here doing like the giant anteaters and all that stuff, and then the hippos over here. But yeah, it's come together, huh? So that's the llama habitat, which I think turned out very nicely. This is the building that's a staff building. The inside has absolutely zero theming because it's just inside. It's just a shell to hide the staff buildings. Pretty ugly on the inside. And then over here, we cross the bridge. Also, I really like this bridge. I feel like with just a little bit of trickery with how you kind of place the pieces, you can actually kind of make it look like it's a little curved bridge, even though it's not curved. I don't know. I just kind of really like the way that looks. But then in here, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I need to do this more. Actually, no, I'm not. I was going to switch into the new, well, it's not really new anymore, but switch into the like guest walking cam, but sometimes I like to zoom way out, so I'm just gonna stay around here. But this is the Nile monitor habitat. I also really like the floor here. I kind of just like the dirt floor and put some planks down. Very, very rustic, like not a lot of, you know, heavy theming or anything in here. Actually don't even see where they are. Maybe they're eating. Maybe they're swimming. Oh, there's one. Hello. We have two of them. I don't know where the other one is. Maybe, oh, there we go. Oh, I was going to eat the pumpkin. Always pumpkin time. Maybe? Are you coming over? Are you coming over too? I'm gonna eat the blood pumpkin. It's so metal sounding. Blood pumpkin. Gonna eat it? Are you gonna eat it? I can see you trying to smell it with your tongue. Oh yeah. Get in on that pumpkin. Don't eat it all before your friend comes. He's like, wait, I want some blood pumpkin too. Let me have some blood pumpkin. But yeah, so like I was saying, part of their habitat is also outside. It's a nice little habitat. I think it, you know, it's nice and cozy, feels secluded, you know. I think it's cool. I dig it. And just a little staff area here, also kind of hidden. Hopefully nobody ventures past there. I guess I could put like a, you know, maybe like a little rope going across, or like maybe a sign that says, you know, like staff only. Done that quite a few times. Oh, I didn't finish the front of that. The other thing I didn't do is I did want to put some boxless shops in like this little spot here, just to kind of make it look like a little mini, almost just like market area. You know, we've kind of been doing that throughout the zoo here or there. I didn't do that. And the other thing I did, I added a restroom here. Oh, and one over here, because I realized we don't really have any in this area of the zoo. So there's one in there as well. But yeah, there's not a lot of restrooms. Sorry, guests. Was there something? I think that was pretty much it. But yeah, this is this area. We can look at it at nighttime too. I did place down the lights. The game looks so good at nighttime. Yeah, just like it's like this just little kind of village town area. I think it's neat. I think it works out really well. I'm happy with it. Oh, the other thing I did, turn the I was about to say turn the lights back on. We're gonna turn the sun back on. The other thing I did, and well, let me finish my thought before I interrupt myself, is, you know, I put some like little smokestacks here or there, and I realized throughout the zoo, I actually haven't used the smoke effect. Like, for instance, you know, we have like little torches things here. I put a smoke effect there. I didn't do that in anywhere else in the zoo. So one of the other things I did, anywhere that I have like those little torches where I'm just using to like kind of light stuff, which I'm realizing, oh, like here, for instance, I made like little like fireplaces. I put smoke there. Here, kind of the same thing. I put some smoke there. Down here as well. I just realized, I was like, you know what? Like, they're fire. They're going to make smoke. I did it there and there. These as well. Because it's just, you know, it obviously just adds to the effect. It's all fire, so it would make smoke. So yeah, I did that around the zoo. I think I got most of the buildings that have like little fire places or torches and stuff kind of lighting the area. I went around and added the smoke, so I'm sure that doesn't help the already just completely demanding zoo on my computer. Like I was saying in the time lapse, building over here just completely crashes the game. So I had to build way out over there and then move the building here. But as you can see, we are moving along. There's not a lot of space left. I mean, that's still a lot of area. It seems like less when you zoom way out, but it's actually a pretty large amount of space. If you think of this area here, I could put that like probably at least another 2, maybe 3 times if I wanted to. So we still have a ways to go. Not quite finished yet, but we're starting to see the end. I don't know, maybe next time I should build over here, because I kind of started this way back when. Like, we have the penguins and the seals over here, or the sea lions. But I never actually finished building out this area, so maybe that's something I should do for the next episode. And then we could kind of like start here and then just work our way out this way. I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you think about that. Yeah, I think that should pretty much do it for this episode. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. If you haven't watched the rest of this series, make sure to click the link at the top right of the corner of the video to check out the playlist, and you can catch up on all the episodes you missed. And yeah, that should be it. We'll see you on the next episode. As always, I'm 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.